Hello everyone, Sheila back again. Welcome to my channel. You know, it's 10 to 4 and it's dark. I've had to put my light on already. I have just come back from a walk over to the post office where I've been posting one or two of my orders for my patterns, and it was absolutely freezing. You know, we had quite a milder day yesterday. The sun's been shining today, but it's still absolutely freezing. I think it's minus something today. It's not above freezing. But anyway, I've got a cup of tea here. I've got it more just for to warm my hands up. I had my gloves on, but you know, the cup of tea is lovely. It's just warming my hands up as well. And I had an order to go to Spain today for a lady called Veronica, who I've sent patterns to her before, and she asked for some other ones. But I also sent her, asked her if she wanted this. I have two patterns. Actually, I've got my book down here. I've got two patterns for ladies' cardigans, but they're only a single size. I'll show which. I don't know whether I've shown them before, but it's that one there. It's a 40-inch basket stitch. It's a 2x2. It's only one size that I haven't had time to work any other ones out. And then I have another one. It's not that way, it's this way. Turn it over. That one is a measure 42 to 44 inch. That's another one. That's just one size. I'm going to try and work some more sizes out for these two patterns to make them more, but I did send these two patterns to Veronica today. That one and that one, because she said that apparently they were around about her size. But if anyone wants a single pattern, I don't put them up on eBay because there's only one pattern in the size. But if anybody would like those patterns, you can just send me an email. If they want the paper pattern, I charge £2 for a paper pattern. But if anybody wants some PDF for free, just send me a message and I will send them to you. That's all I have at the moment in those. I am going to try and work some more sizes out when I finish with these orders that I have to do. This is the little 24-inch rosebud one that I'm doing. I just started this. I started this one yesterday. But I have been doing a little bit more crochet this morning, doing some more coasters. I'll put that down a minute. So I do have a full set now. One is slightly larger because that was the one where I tried the different size hook on it. I tried 5mm on that one because it is Aran, this yarn, and I thought it was better with the just slightly larger. That's all that size. But you can see the size of them for my cup on there. Don't know what size. Oh, across actually. There's a tape measure here. Of 5 inches. The smaller ones are 5 inches across. I think that's the larger one is just under 5.5 inches, so it's just a little bit bigger, that one. See the cup on that one. There's just a bit more space on that one. But I have done another 2 this morning, so I've got a full set of 4 here now, which I'm going to put up on eBay. So that's a set of 4 of those ones. But I might wait until I do maybe 1 or 2 more and put a few sets up, because I do these in a different colourway. This one I've done with the white in the centre and the white around the edge. I think the next one I'll probably do red in the centre and red on the edge, and change the, you know, these two colours to white and green around. That's what I do with these ones. So I might do one or two more first before I put them up, and then I'll probably put them up on eBay. I'll not put them up on Etsy, because Etsy's not a very good site for me for selling. I think the only things I sell on Etsy really are my knitting patterns. eBay has all the other things, the things I knit, the little cardigans and things like that's up on eBay. That's a much better site for me for selling anything apart from the knitting patterns. But that's all I've done today, is that little bit crochet. It used to take me about 20 minutes to do a coaster. I could do one like that in 20 minutes, but it's taken about half an hour now because of the problem with my hand. I can't just sit and crochet continuously. I have to keep stopping. If I start feeling a little ache in my hand, I stop crocheting. I'll maybe just go make myself a cup of tea or something, but I have about a 10-minute rest in between, because I don't want to make my hand any worse than it is. But it's fine. I don't have any problem at all when I'm knitting. It must just be something to do with how, you know, you have to turn your hand like that for with the hook, where I don't do that with the knitting. It's so it looks as though my crocheting days are going to be a lot shorter than they used to be. I'll still keep on doing it. I'll do what I can in the with the crochet, but I am more of a knitter anyway than I do like to do crochet, you know, I do like to do it. But if it's going to affect my hand, it didn't the last time I was crocheting. It was affecting my thumb, and it was going down the pain down my thumb. But I have a different one of these ones that I wear when I'm doing crochet, because that gives a little bit support to my thumb. But I don't need that for when I'm knitting. I just put an ordinary one of those tubular ones on when I'm sitting knitting. I don't know why after all these years it's just suddenly, I do knit and crochet a lot more than I ever used to since I've come onto YouTube. I do a lot more than what I used to do. But there was never, even before, there was never a day went by when I wasn't knitting. In all those years, if I could afford the wool, I was always knitting. But anyway, it's one of those things that happens to us. It's probably something to do with age as well. I think it's probably an age thing, not just the RSI thing that I think it's causing. It's to do with age as well, I think. But anyway, when I was talking to you, I was telling you the little story yesterday about when I was first married and the house I was living in and having to share an outside toilet with the family. That made me start thinking about where I was actually living at the time. I was living in North Shields, and the street I lived on, down the bottom of the street and round the corner, was the local police station. Used to be there. It's not there now, it's moved to a different place, but at the time the police station was round the corner, and all those coppers parked their cars up our front street. And none of us that lived there, if that had cars, could get parked anywhere near our houses. We used to have to go in the next street and park up in the next street because of the police parking all their cars up our street. Well, my husband come in from work one night, and there was actually a parking space outside our house. There was a police car coming behind him as well. But he pulled into the parking place, and he was telling me this afterwards, because I was wondering where he was. He didn't come home, didn't come in that night, straight from work. when he come in, he was full of hell. That's the way to describe it. And I'm saying to him, what's the matter? You know, what's the matter with you? And he says, I came home tonight. He says, there was no car parked in front of our house, so I parked. He says, I parked in, got in. He says, there was police cars on either side. He says, this police car was behind me. He says, it pulled up alongside of me. And he said to me, he stopped me, come to the car, and he stopped me, and he said, I want your car around the corner. They had their garage thing around, and there was a back lane where we lived. It was a street, like a terrace house street. And there was a back lane behind, and then there was a police garages behind there. And he said, I want your car around the back into our garage, drive around there, I'll meet you there. And my husband saying, I'm saying, well, what do you mean? What do you want my car behind there for? He says, I'll have your car behind there. So we had to come out of that parking place and go into that garage thing, and I had the car up on the ramp things and all that. And he's asking, he says, well, why have I had to bring my car around here? Why? What's wrong with it? And this police fella, he said to him, your wheels were wobbling when you come down the street. He said, I couldn't believe it. So he said, they couldn't find anything wrong with that car. It was an old car. I do remember it was a 1957. This would have been 1968, because I was married in 1967. But I think it was not long after we were married. I think it was about 1968. So the car was an old Ford Escort. It was what they called a 100E, 1957, 100E, which was probably about 10 years or old, 10 years or more old at the time. So all we could afford was what was classed as old bangers. But my husband he wasn't a mechanic by trade, but he was a good mechanic, and he fixed anything. He could fix anything on cars and everything. And that police had his car up on there, looked for, tried to find every single thing they could wrong with it to say that those wheels were wobbling, because his policeman was following him down the street. And apparently after my husband had pulled out to go around to the police garages, this policeman parked in that spot outside our house. And that was the reason he pulled his car up into that garage. They couldn't find anything wrong with it. There was nothing wrong with it. I mean, my husband was good at what he did. His mother had a house where she had a driveway, and he used to go there and he used to fix if there was anything needed doing. He used to fix it there, so he knew there was nothing wrong with the car, but he didn't realise why they had pulled him up. And that was police for you, because he wanted. The way I look at it, that copper thought that was his parking place outside our house, and my husband had taken it, so he had him round in the garage. I often used to remind him on about that day, and then it was not long after that, I think, that the police station moved to a different street. I think everybody in our street at the time, not while we lived there, because I only lived there for 2 years, but I think it was a few years later they moved. But everybody that lived in that street would have been happy, because they would be able to park their cars in there. That just made me think about that the other day when I was telling you the story about having to share a toilet with the next door neighbour. Upstairs neighbour. That's police for you. So anyway, that's a little bit for now. So thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll catch you all another time. Bye for now.